Have you ever noticed how some people remain calm, even when life around them seems to fall apart? While others panic, overthink, and feel overwhelmed, these people somehow stay steady. They move slower. They breathe deeper. They don't rush to react. And if you've ever wondered why that happens, stay with me until the end of this video, because the final idea we'll talk about might completely change the way you look at difficult moments in your own life. And if you enjoy calm psychological insights about life, growth, and the human mind, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch until the end. It helps this channel reach more people who might need these ideas. Now let's begin. Most people believe calm people are simply lucky. They imagine that calm people must have easier lives, fewer problems, less stress. But the truth is often the opposite. Many of the calmest people you will ever meet have been through some of the hardest moments life can offer: loss, uncertainty, failure, loneliness. But somewhere along the way, they learned something most people never learn. They discovered that panic does not solve problems. And once you truly understand that, something inside you begins to change. Think about how most people react when something goes wrong. A mistake at work, a message that never gets answered, an unexpected problem. The mind immediately jumps into reaction mode. What if this gets worse? What if everything falls apart? What will people think? And suddenly, the brain creates a storm that is often far bigger than the original problem. Calm people are not immune to these thoughts. They feel the same emotions. The difference is what they do next. Instead of immediately reacting, they pause. They breathe. They give their mind a moment to catch up with reality, because they understand something very important. Most problems in life are made worse by emotional reactions. Imagine a small spark landing on dry grass. If you stay calm and handle it carefully, it disappears quickly. But if you panic and throw gasoline on it, the fire spreads everywhere. This is what emotional overreaction does. It turns small situations into huge problems. Calm people have learned not to throw gasoline on every spark. They wait. They observe. They respond instead of reacting. Another thing calm people understand is that uncertainty is part of life. Most stress comes from the human desire to control everything. We want to know what will happen tomorrow. We want to know if our decisions are correct. We want guarantees. But life rarely offers guarantees. And the more you fight uncertainty, the more exhausted you become. Calm people stop fighting uncertainty. Instead, they accept that not everything can be controlled. And strangely, this acceptance creates a sense of freedom. When you stop trying to control every possible outcome, your mind becomes quieter. You begin to focus only on what you can actually influence: your actions, your choices, your reactions, and everything else becomes background noise. Another reason calm people remain steady during difficult moments is that they have experienced failure before. Failure teaches something that success never can. It shows you that life continues, that mistakes do not end your story, that difficult seasons eventually pass. Someone who has never experienced real difficulty often believes every problem is a catastrophe, but someone who has walked through storms understands something different. Storms pass. And once you realize that most difficult moments are temporary, they lose some of their power over your mind. Calm people also tend to slow down their thinking. When something stressful happens, the brain naturally speeds up. Thoughts start racing. Possible outcomes start multiplying. But fast thinking often leads to poor decisions. So calm people deliberately slow their thoughts down. They ask simple questions. What is actually happening right now? What can I do about it? What is the next small step? Instead of trying to solve everything immediately, they focus on the next manageable action. And step by step, the situation becomes clearer. Another quiet habit calm people develop is emotional distance. This does not mean they stop caring. It means they stop identifying themselves with every emotion that appears. For example, instead of thinking, "I am anxious," they might think, "I notice that anxiety is present." That small shift changes everything. Because emotions stop feeling like permanent states and start feeling like temporary experiences. Just like weather, rain can appear, storms can arrive. Eventually, the sky clears again. Calm people treat emotions like weather. They experience them fully, but they do not assume they will last forever. Over time, this mindset creates resilience. And resilience is one of the most powerful psychological advantages a person can develop. Resilient people do not avoid difficulties. They simply trust their ability to move through them. And this trust creates calmness. Because when you believe you can handle challenges, fear loses much of its control over you. But there is another reason calm people remain steady during chaos. And this is something most people never realize. Calm people have usually stopped trying to impress everyone. A huge amount of stress in life comes from the invisible pressure to appear successful, confident, or perfect. People worry about how they are perceived. They worry about making mistakes in front of others. They worry about judgment. But calm people gradually let go of that pressure. They understand that perfection is impossible. And once you stop trying to maintain a perfect image, your mind becomes lighter. You stop performing. You start living. And living is far less stressful than performing. Finally, there is one quiet truth that calm people understand deeply. Life is not a straight line. There will be seasons of growth, and there will be seasons of confusion. There will be moments of clarity, and moments where everything feels uncertain. But none of these seasons last forever. And once you accept the rhythm of life instead of fighting it, a quiet kind of peace begins to appear. You stop expecting life to always be easy, but you also stop assuming that difficult moments will last forever. And this brings us back to the question from the beginning. Why do some people stay calm in difficult times? It's not because they are emotionless. It's not because they have perfect lives. It's because they have learned to pause, observe, and trust the process of life itself. And here's the important idea I promised at the beginning of this video. Calmness is not something you are born with. It is something you practice. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you breathe instead of panicking, every time you accept uncertainty instead of fighting it, you are training your mind to become stronger, little by little, moment by moment. And one day you may notice something surprising. The situations that once overwhelmed you no longer control you. The storms that once felt unbearable become manageable, not because life became easier, but because you became calmer inside it, and that quiet strength stays with you.